I cannot wait to see you guys in Kentucky. I'm going to be packing my bags today. I've already started making drawings and I'm going to be selling my art at Breyerfest. So if you're interested in any of my artworks that I have with me, just let me know. I'm giving away bracelets. It's going to be a great time. I'm giving away stickers. Y'all are just going to want to see me, okay? I got a new haircut, so I look different, but it's still me. And I'll probably either be wearing this shirt or my Breyer era shirt or something else. I really don't know what I'm going to be wearing yet. I really am like down to the last few moments of Breyerfest, like about to leave for Breyerfest. I'm just so excited to meet everyone, and I'm excited to see what's in store. We have so many possibilities, so many things that are happening, and I want to be able to make vlogs this year as well. So if you want to be in my vlogs, like, just let me know, like, what happened with my hair. This is gonna be a short story, but a long story. So I wanted something lightweight and comfortable for Breyerfest because this is going to be a very, very hot summer. Hotter than we have had in the past. And I'm autistic, so I don't like hair in my face. It's a very annoying, it's something that I don't really like to deal with. And I've had multiple haircuts in the past. I've had long hair, I've had short hair, I've had a shaved head, I've had pretty much everything in the book. So I thought I could cut my own hair. Mistake number one. And so I did. I did not take a picture of it. It looked not bad. I say it looked undone. That's the best way I could put it, because I didn't feel comfortable continuing the haircut because I'm not a hairdresser, I'm not professional. And I thought I could do it for free and just like chop off a few inches. Like, I had my hair down to like here, then it went up to like here. Then I went to another hairdresser and I said, hey, I don't like my hair. Like, I tried to get it to where I wanted it, didn't go. So she was like, cool, that's fine. Like, I showed her this photo. Very basic haircut, in my opinion. Okay, and it just didn't happen. All right, in the nicest way possible. I didn't like it. It wasn't me. I didn't feel like it suited my face. I didn't feel like it suited my personality. I felt very upset the past couple days. And it's weird because I don't really think of my appearance that much. Like, I don't really think about it that much. And hair, for me, is very spiritual. I have a spiritual connection with my hair. It is something that I feel like women in their femininity and blah, 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 like, it's a whole thing. But I did not like the hairstyle. So I was like, we're cutting it here, and I'm gonna go see another hairstylist to see if they can fix it, because the outcry was there. People were like, I don't like your hair, Gabby. It doesn't suit you. It doesn't look right. I didn't like my hair. It didn't suit me. It didn't look right. I was like, okay, I'll go to another hairstylist, because why not? So I went to another hairstylist. Said hairstylist said, you know, there really wasn't anything you could have done to make this better. The haircut was sloppy, and it wasn't my fault. I really don't like saying bad things about people, because I understand, like, sometimes we have a hard day at work. Maybe we're just like unprepared in the situation of what I asked for, whatever the case may be. I totally get it. Like, I didn't mind. the reason as to why the hair ended the way that it did. Like, I get it. But from what my current hairstylist told me was that the hairstylist that did my hair before, she didn't fully commit. Like, she didn't fully take her time. It was obviously a rushed job. The hair appointment that I had was a total of 20 minutes, including wait time. So I probably was there in the chair for about 10 minutes, and that was it. So the actual hair did not turn the way that I wanted it. And so, you know, that's chill. I was like, okay, so what can we do? And she was like, the only way that we are going to fix this is if you go shorter. She's like, we could try a bob. That was not going to happen. I don't look good in bobs. I don't like the look of bobs. I think they look old. I think they look great on other people. On me, it doesn't look good. So I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to get a bob. She was like, okay, so how do you feel about a pixie? I was like, I really haven't thought about it, because it's been a very, very long time since I've had a pixie cut. And I was like, I'm open to it. You know, at this point, my hair's already messed up. And what else is gonna happen? It'll just have to grow back out. So I was like, okay, let's get a pixie cut. She was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. So she's like, all right, we're going in. She's like, how long of a pixie cut do you want? She said, there's nothing I could have done with your bangs, because I can only take them shorter, and I really don't think you want that. And I was like, no, I don't want that. She's like, okay, so what I'm gonna do is redirect your hair to where it goes more forward, so that it gives the illusion of it being longer on the top. Okay, let's do that. So she came up with this, and it's a very, very nice, like, she did a fantastic job, and really nobody will ever really care about this video, but I'm posting it because it's a big change for me. It's been to the next version of myself, whatever that is. And I'm gonna grow my hair back out. It'll go back to being the long, luscious blonde hair that it was before. It'll go back to being healthier than it was before. And hopefully I can just become a better person. That's really what I'm trying to, like, go for. So hair stores a lot of trauma, in my opinion. I feel like if you go through a hard time, you showcase that in not just your, you know, everyday actions, and the way that you hold yourself, but also through your appearance. So I feel like my hair was in good condition. It wasn't like dead or like bleached out or something like that. Like, I didn't have bad hair by any means. I just was bored of it. I felt there was an energetic, like, tie to my hair that I just didn't want to get rid of. And this also kind of leans more into my Moldavite experience, because I wear this Moldavite every single day. And it's changed me as a person. It's shifted me into a different reality for myself, in the sense that I feel more uplifted, if that's any sense. Having Moldavite has changed my appearance. It's changed my outcomes for a lot of different things. It shifted me to push me out of my comfort zone in a lot of different areas of life. And you can believe whatever you want to believe, but this Moldavite has changed me in the last 6 months that I've had it. So, and it's the day, like 2 days before Breyerfest, like, we're all ramping to go. I dusted my models off. They're all ready to go. And I have a few grails that I'm Oh my god, I've claimed a few grails. A few grails I have claimed in my possession. Well, not yet. I have to pay for them still. I put a deposit down. So I'm so excited to go and get them. With all of the stuff that I have already spoken about, as far as I feel like the Moldavite has shifted my reality, I feel like I've kind of shifted into this better version of myself, I want to talk about the program that I followed that led me into this version of myself, because I feel like everything I've seen it's very like gimmicky, like, oh, I've lost this much amount of weight, I've done this much of this and this much of that. For me, 75 Hard was strictly a mental thing. 75 Hard was 75 days of a mental toughness program created by Andy Frisella. I personally, I'm gonna get a lot of flack from the 75 Hard people for saying this, I personally don't vibe with Andy Frisella. Alright, I listened to his program and his podcast religiously back in 2022 to 2023, and I really vibed with him a lot. I loved Andy Frisella. I thought he was a great, like, motivational speaker. I really got along with his ideas and his vibe very strongly of just like taking control of your life and taking control of your purpose. I really, and I still do, agree with him on those things. The parts that I don't agree with when it comes to Andy Frisella is how political he got. I'm not really a conservative or a liberal. In my opinion, I feel I'm more independent in the way that I see the world, in the way that I morally feel obligated to be. Because no one's strictly one thing or the other thing. Like, I feel like everybody's a shade of gray. We all have our own struggles, our own stories, our own commitments that we make to each other and to ourselves. And 75 Hard was a very big commitment for me. It's changed a lot. Was it 2018 or 2020? I can't remember the exact date of when he started 75 Hard. But he's created a lot of different rules. The rules I followed, me, Gabby, and I followed these rules. Every single day, I drank 1 gallon of standard US gallon of water. I could put the fluid ounces here or whatever. I read 10 pages of a nonfiction book every single day. I tracked all of my progress. I tracked my progress photos. I tracked my weight. I tracked my mental health. I tracked my emotional health. And I also tracked things in my journal every single day. So that was very, very positive and very, very helpful to my progress throughout this program, because I was tracking my workouts and what I was doing. I was tracking what I was eating. I was tracking what I wore that day. I was tracking how I was feeling mentally, emotionally. That was very positive. Every single day I went out and I did 2 45-minute workouts, one outdoors and one indoors. I was very strict with this. Every single day had to be 45 minutes. Every single day had to be outside. Rain or shine, I was out there. And I feel that really opened me up to a lot of possibilities. It taught me that even during adversity, I could still do hard things. So, I also followed a diet. And you're probably going to wonder what type of diet I did. I don't share that information because I've struggled with an ED before. And the things that I eat are my personal opinion, my own business. You know, I didn't like sharing that with a lot of people when they were asking me, like, what diet are you following? It's like, that's very unhealthy to talk about, and it's very unhealthy to obsess over what other people are eating, and also some of the fad diets that people were following during 75 hard can be very restrictive, can be very unhealthy, and can be very problematic throughout the future. I wanted something that was going to be longevity wise, very healthy for my body, very healthy for my mind, and also I wanted something that was going to be sustainable after the program. So the basic rule was do not eat out. I didn't eat at restaurants, I didn't eat at festivals, I didn't eat at fast food restaurants. Everything I made, I cooked myself. That was the number one rule. I could pretty much eat whatever I wanted as long as it was healthy and as long as I was tracking it and keeping a consistent mind log of how the food was going to make me, just like mindfully knowing what I was eating. And no alcohol, no cheat meals. The whole no cheat meals thing to me is very confusing, because what are we classifying as a cheat meal? Is going out and getting a McDonald's a cheat meal, or is having a single cookie a cheat meal? I feel like for me, I took that as don't deviate from your program. Like, don't deviate from what you set out for yourself. The initial day one for me was no fast food, no restaurants, no festival eating, no, like, everything had to be made by me. I was very restrictive on that front, but not restrictive with my food and my intake and what I wanted. If I had a craving, I would satiate that craving. If I had a feeling of like, I really want ice cream right now, I would hold off on those feelings. So like if I was eating as far as my disordered part of my brain wanted to eat a certain thing that I would binge on, or like a non-safe food, I would completely cut that out, because I was like, that's a cheat meal. That is going to lead me to binge. That's going to lead me to negative feelings. And the whole thing was supposed to be lifting myself up and trying to be disciplined. The whole thing was discipline for me. 75 hard is hard if you make it hard. If you get up every single day and you're dreading doing this program, you're dreading getting up and going for your daily run, if you're dreading going to make your food every day, if you're dreading to take care of yourself, you're gonna fail. Like, that's the main thing. The biggest thing was the mindset shift. The mindset shift for me was, I can do this. I could do hard things. I can put my mind to work. My mind is not working against me, it's working for me. So the biggest shift that I'd say I had was that for me, positively for me. So like it was just, this is going to help clear up my mind. This is going to help clear my body. This is going to help me to lose some weight, but also put on some muscle. This is going to help me to get my mind back to where I wanted it. And it has. I even after the program, I have had a few fast food meals. They were very small. They weren't like extreme. I'm not door dashing every day like I used to. I had a very negative mindset at the beginning of this program. Very negative. I was hating my body. I was hating the way I looked. I was hating spending $30, $40 on DoorDash every day. I was hating the person I was becoming. And that is not great. You should do something that's going to help you to feel better about yourself, not worse. So as the program progressed, I started to notice I'm feeling better. My body is feeling better. My mood is feeling better. And I'm looking better. I'm feeling better. I can continue this. So I was like, okay, it's getting better. I'm doing this. Once you hit about week 2 to 3, things are going to get a lot easier for you if you're doing this program. If you're in week 1 to 2, do not give up yet. You just started. It's the hardest time. Week 1 and 2 is the hardest time of this program. Also, the last few weeks, week 7 to 8, were very difficult as well. But you work through it. And at that time, I had the skills and the mind to be able to go through it. And I did. So 75 days is not that long of a time. It seems like it while you're in it, but it goes by quick. And you learn a lot of things during the program. I learned a lot of things during the program. I learned that I'm resilient. I learned that I'm a disciplined person. I learned that I motivate people. I learned that people like talking to me. And I also learned that I'm confident within myself and I don't care what other people think. And that I can't get anywhere else. You can't get that without the hard work that comes with discipline, that comes with being a bad bitch. Like, I just don't know how else to describe it. Like, all of that comes when you work on yourself. When you work on yourself, you find on the other side of the rainbow that now I'm able to see that I am worth something and that I am beautiful and strong and capable and willing to do the things that even when I feel like I don't want to do them, I can grab them by the balls and say, let's do this thing. Like, and having a support team really, really helped. I suggest that when you say you're going to do this program, you tell everyone around you. At first, I was going to be like, I could do this all by myself. Like, I'm not going to tell anybody, and they're just going to completely understand it. That doesn't work. You have to, there are going to be people that say, why are you doing this? Like, it's very difficult. It's this, it's that. Like, people are going to judge you for it, and that's something that you kind of have to get through. The people that judged me, now they are envious of me. So, you know, I really don't know what else to tell you. Like, people are gonna be, in the beginning, very judgmental, and then slowly they'll understand once you go through the program why you're doing it. I read a lot of different books. I read How the Universe Works. I read Moonwalker by Michael Jackson. I read Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I also read Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And I will tell you, during all of those books, discipline is the biggest theme through all the books that I read. That even with the Universe book that I read, I forgot the exact title of the book, I'm gonna be honest. But it was just all about, like, why are we here? What's our purpose? How do we make ourselves happy? How does the universe actually work for itself? And that was a very enlightening book for me because it was a difficult read. It was not something that I would usually pick up. And it was very philosophical. So I like that sort of thing. I'm Sagittarius. I love philosophy. Like, I love it. I love it. Unhelpful, useless rule that I heard multiple people throughout the 75 Hard program talk about. You can't read on mobile devices. First of all, this has been debunked. Andy Frisella himself even put in his book for 75 Hard that reading a mobile device, like a book on a e-reader or on your iPhone or like on your laptop, is perfectly fine because not everybody has access to books. Not everyone can carry a book with them all over the place. Not everybody can read standard print. Not everybody can comprehend standard print. I did both. I did both electronic reading and I did standard reading. And I did standard reading with James Clear's book Atomic Habits, of which I've just now passed to my friend who is reading its entirety, what it's made for, to understand the notes that I had put in the book. I went through, scanned the entire book for its main points, for its purpose, and I highlighted everything that made sense to me, everything that I wanted to learn, everything that I felt was important, and I took notes on it. And I was very strict with that. Every time I read, I would take a highlighter with me, highlighting its main points, and it really brought me back to like my college mindset of when I was first comprehending texts for homework purposes. Now it was, I'm comprehending this text so that I can fully grasp what it's trying to say, so that I can take these points. And I really highly suggest this to anybody who is interested in learning how to read. Take each chapter or each page as its own personal story. So each page has something of value on it. Try and find what is valuable to you throughout each page. So I did that. If I didn't have a highlighter or a marker or whatever, I'd just take an ink pen and just like go through it. And obviously you have to own the book to do this, so don't do this with a library book. But like, if you just go through each page and note what you want to read and understand, then that helps a lot. I also did this with Michael Jackson's book Moonwalker, which I've had a few people judge me for reading that book on 75 Hard and say it didn't count. Absolutely, yes it did, because Michael made fantastic points in his book, where it was just, he just talked about not only his life, but also how he became the person that he became, which is valuable information. Let's talk about somebody who, you know, was, it's same with David Goggins. It's the same concept, it's the same book, just different people. Like, you know, just take whatever you want to read and try and find the key points within it, because every single book that is nonfiction has value and it can teach you something about life. So make sure that when you're going through these books that you find those key points, you take them with you outside of the program, and you bring them into your daily life. Water for me was quite simple. I have a disability called POTS, and drinking the water actually helped my POTS a lot. I was feeling that I was able to have clearer skin. I was able to get through my workouts with ease because I had so much fluid within my body. I had to intake more salt because I have POTS, and the water, I didn't put the salt in the water, but like just outside it supplemented in my diet. But the main thing was, the water is very helpful, guys, and I think a lot of you disregard this. You're like, oh, if I don't drink it all, I'll just chug it at the end of the day. No, you have to be disciplined with this, because it's keeping you hydrated throughout the day. It's not just the first beginning of the day, you drink like 3 or 4 water bottles and you're like, okay, I got that done, so now that I could go out the door. And I've done this a few times just for the purpose of the program and of the day. And if I ran behind, I slept in late that day and was not as disciplined as I wanted to be, guess what? I didn't. So you had to pace yourself throughout the day. And if I successfully paced my water intake throughout the day, guess what? It happened. And I was able to drink it throughout the day, and I felt a whole lot better throughout the day. I felt that I was able to attack my workouts with a very good, like, enthusiastic attitude. I felt that I was able to successfully do the rest of the tasks with no adversion to them. I also found that after a couple weeks of doing this religiously, drinking a lot of water, my body was becoming quenched very easily. I was finding, and this may just be a me thing, but my body was craving the water. If I didn't drink a lot of water throughout the day, my body realized that, and it just kind of automatically took over and was like, we need water, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And I was actually drinking over the allowed amount of like a gallon a day. I think I was drinking more like a gallon and like a bottle extra. Like I was just drinking to satisfy that quench that came like probably around week 4, week 5. Like my body was just craving the water. So that's another thing that happened. The workouts. The workouts were difficult. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Some days I didn't feel like doing anything, and I just would get into the gym and just figure it out while I was there. A lot of times I tried to structure my workouts to my goal, which my goal is bodybuilding. My goal is to gain a significant amount of muscle. Like I have a bicep now. I didn't have one before. I've had biceps in the past, but like I lost a lot of body fat. My face looks different. Anybody notice? No, I just like the workouts became easier, and then they would get harder, and then they would become easy again. It depended on how my body felt. So the main thing that I have to tell you about the workouts is take your recovery seriously. Do not hurt yourself for this program. Don't run 12 miles a day like David Goggins one day and then come back the next day and think you're going to tackle a huge workout in the gym. Like, it's just not feasible, okay? So just try and take your recovery seriously. Take your body's signals seriously. Do the 45-minute workouts every day. Your body can do it. It can do it. I know you think that you can't, but you absolutely can do it for the 75 days. It's not like you're doing this for every single day, like crazy amounts, but you can do it. And I believe in you, and you most certainly can push through the pain. So the workouts were where I found the most improvement in my mental health, because they brought me a lot of insight into what I was where I was finding my blockages within my body. Like sometimes I would feel blockages in my heart chakra, other times I feel it in my like thoracic spine. So like my back would hurt because I was doing so much strenuous workouts, and sometimes I would find that my body felt fine some days, and I'd get enough sleep and enough recovery that I felt perfectly great to do really strong PRs in the gym that I hadn't hit before. So it fluctuates daily, and it's important to take your recovery seriously, because in order for you to continuously power through every workout, you have to do slow days too, which were the difficult ones for me because I felt like I wasn't doing enough, and you shouldn't have to feel like that. Stretching is perfectly fine. Yoga is perfectly fine. Doing a slight cardio is perfectly fine. Going for a walk is perfectly fine. Just find what you feel works for you. If it's struggling mentally and it's making you think, that's good enough. So just take that. And then lastly, I'm just gonna hit on the alcohol thing. For me, this was never an issue. I never got into alcohol. I am a very non-drinker. I can't. I have a medical, I have POTS, so drinking alcohol was never something that I really ever did, other than when I turned 21, I've had a few drinks. I was never an alcoholic by any means. I never go to bars. Like, it was just never an issue for me, so I can't really talk about that. But I'm sure there's another person here on YouTube that if you're looking for 75 hard inspiration, or you're looking to do this program for yourself and you struggle with that, there are groups and there are people to help, and there are also people who are going through the same things as you through this program to become sober. And I really highly commend those people. I can't even imagine having an addiction on top of all of the other things that I did. I have an addiction to food, and my food was very difficult throughout this program, but I still managed to do it. And so alcohol is a lot more difficult, I'm sure, to deal with. So if you have that, talk to other people, like be upfront about how you're feeling with yourself and with other people. Journal how you're feeling, like just get into all of the shadow work that you need to focus on throughout this program, because that was the biggest I swear my spirituality has grown so much through both times of doing this program, because speaking with my spirit guides, finding myself, talking with the universe, talking with my family, my friends, my coworkers, my mentors, everybody, like they all came to the same conclusion, which was just love yourself. And it was very, like, for me, humbling, because I've always kind of struggled with that, and this program just made me look at every single thing that I didn't want to look at before. And when you hide those parts of yourself for so long, it is difficult. And it's important that we go and look at these things that we ignore, that we don't want to accept, and just work on those things. Like, you don't have to be perfect. Like, throughout this whole process, it was progress, not perfection. And I'm still taking that with me. I kind of want to get that tattooed on my arm, like the idea that it's just progress, not perfection. And it's very difficult for me. It was very difficult for me to break out of that, like, idea that I had to be perfect in every single thing that I did, and I couldn't have any deviations. It's very strict to the program. Like, I would just, you have to be badass, you have to do this, you have to do that, and to an extent, I understand that side of myself, but also at the same time, I was like, Gabby, just love yourself. Just, like, do the best that you can do. Like, don't push yourself to the extreme, because you don't have to. You just have to wake up, do the best that you absolutely can, and, you know, that's all. That's it. Like, the program is very much doable. And if you fail, I don't want you to feel like you're a failure, because you're not a failure. You had a lot of progress in the time that you, even if you did it for one day, you tackled that shit, you know? So it's just, it's a progression. And every single time I failed this program, I've done this program multiple times, and I have failed. I want you to know that that is valid. If you failed 75 hard, just do it again. Do it when you feel you can do it. Do it when you feel that you're mentally prepared for it. And do it when you feel that you need it. Because if you wait and wait and wait and wait, or just give up, then you're never going to gain the things that this program provides. So that's my thoughts on 75 hard. If you have any other questions, leave them down in the comments box below. I will do my best to answer them. So very briefly, I just wanted to do a small packing video to show you how I pack my models for Breyerfest. So this is a custom that I did that I'm hopefully going to be selling at Breyerfest or trading or something. He's very cute. His name is Joker. He's for sale. But I have a small doggy sweater, and I'm going to show you how I use that. So I just take the dog sweater, put the horse head in first, put the legs down, and then I just wrap the model up in the sweater the best way possible. This has a slit in it, so it makes it a little bit more complicated, but it's basically the same concept of like a pony pouch, with just making it a little bit more secure and making sure that the model is safe. So then I'll just take some of this paper that they wrap Breyers in. I got this at Breyerfest throughout multiple years of going, and so I just keep it. And so whenever I want to pack my models up, I just do this method, and it's very simple. And then I just take the bag, place the model in bag. And then there we go. Now my model is pretty much done and ready to go to Breyerfest. So this is just one of many drawings that I've been doing today. I'm gonna go and pick these up at Walgreens and take them to Breyerfest with me. I'm not gonna be giving a lot of these away. They are for sale. So I'm not going to print a bunch of them, but I'm going to be giving them to the owners of the horses at Breyerfest. So come with me to go to Walgreens.
Come back no more, no more. She knows you're leaving or something, and she's watching you like a hawk.
Lily Bean. You want to come and visit me? First of all, I have free horse stickers. Lots of free horse stickers. In all types of different breeds and sizes. Like the sticker sizes are different. And I also have prints to buy. So I have limited quantities of them, but this is Cloud. These ones are free, but I only have very limited quantities of these. These are just of the basic Fish Breyerfest 2025 prints. I have limited legend prints available. And then we have some nightlife prints. So those are cool. And then we have some game day surprise. Riptide. He's going to be available. I have. And another print of Fish. And we have the big version of the 2025 print. These are not free. And this one's just for me, but this Adonis drawing that I did, which is for me. So like we have these little Adonis ones, and then I have this Bellissima sapphire drawing that I did. So those are all the prints for this year's Breyerfest. I really cut it down to the very last minute of getting these done. But I hope you like them, and I will definitely be around, so come and say hi. And if I don't have a print available for you, I have bracelets, I have stickers, I have stablemates, I have all kinds of stuff. So just come and see me and say hi. That's it. That's Breyerfest packing. All my packing is done and all my stuff is ready to go. So all I have to do is create my binder and I'm good to go. Happy Breyerfest, guys. I can't wait to see you there. I love you all so much. I can't wait to see you and meet you, and we're gonna have a great time. So, bye, and I will see you later. So these are both my suitcases. This one is half empty for new models and also other models in there. These are all clothes and supplies and everything ready for Breyerfest. So yeah,